Yes, I already know. And yes, I'm not happy about it. And let's just discount that for the moment and talk about the Go Home show for the activity that took place last weekend, wasn't it? With, or was it last night? With Southern States Wrestling. Because this is the Go Home show for their 34th anniversary show. 34 years. That's incredible. And, you know, people like Bo James and Jeff Sterling and Joe Wheeler and Murphy Costigan, Lord Murphy, the Lord, hello the Lord, I'm touching the forelock, and all of those really, I mean, and so many others deserve absolute respect for keeping this going and being a community promotion. Clearly, it's lovely. And this Go Home show is really good because what it doesn't do is, as I've said before, it doesn't pretend to be, well, we're just a show like every like every weekly show, but we've got a show coming up and, oh, look who's arrived. Oh, look at this new angle. Oh, look at this on the hoof match that we're going to play. No, there are two main issues here and angles here with Southern States Wrestling. One is the tag team situation. So, what Bo James introduced here was a bit of a history between the tag team champions, who are Lawrence and Trey Chaos, managed of course by Miss Serenity, and the faction, the Jeffs, Connolly and Baker. The Jeffs. Doesn't sound as good as the faction, does it? No, it doesn't. But anyway, we see the triple threat when it was supposed to be, or it was thought to be, not supposed to be, but thought to be, the factions to lose, really. It was for a number one contendership. No, it wasn't. It was for the tag team championships, that's right. And they were the team that got eliminated first, with the help of Miss Serenity. And her chargers, Lawrence, Trey Chaos, Lawrence, won. Since then, in a number one contenders match with the faction, and sounds a lot better than the Jeffs, really does. She got involved in a match where the two Jeffs, the faction, were fighting Santiago and CJ Knight for the number one contendership. She basically introduced herself into the match and sprayed something in all of their eyes. And if she thought that was going to be, well, I'll just, whenever they have a number one contenders match, I'll keep coming down, spraying things in people's eyes, and then they won't ever be able to have a tag team title match, and we'll keep the titles forever. But no, that's not the way it goes. And actually, they took immediate action. Jeff Sterling, who's on the management committee, of course, tossed a coin for the number one contendership, and it was won by the Jeffs, the faction. But in their title match, they didn't get the job done, mainly because of Miss Serenity. And they will be facing those tag team champions again at the 34th anniversary, which has now happened. It's you know, it's back in time, back and forward. It's your kids, Marty, your kids. You know, Back to the Future and all that. Yeah, anyway. What the two Jeffs have said is that they have someone in their corner, because of course the tag team champions will have Miss Serenity in their corner, and they're not going to say who it is until it's unveiled on the night. And Miss Serenity is seen with Trey Chaos, getting very angry about this because it's really affecting her. She can't sleep, she's walking abroad and all that kind of stuff. Very Shakespearean. Didn't say that, but that sort of thing. She then stalks off, leaving Trey just, I don't know. Sucks to be Trey because she's quite high maintenance, Miss Serenity, isn't she? Anyway. Oh, a bit of a cough. I've got a bit of a cold at the moment. But this wrestling stuff is keeping me warm. Now, the other side of things will be Lord Murphy Costigan, who has faced Chase Embry, who will be fighting, or he has just fought, at the 34th anniversary show. And he's beaten him in the past. He's brought in Mike Mann. He's quite within his rights to do so. Got the wrestling acumen, you see. Paid him a large bag of cash, as he said last week, and we do see that promo again. But is absolutely shocked when he's told that Bo James, they're not the best of friends. Not the best of friends in the wrestling world, are they? Will be the person who refs that match. Now, Bo James is presenting this show, and he says, and I'll refer to my notes because I want to get it right. He says he's the special ref. I'm not quite sure that should be happening, should it? Not quite sure it should. And you know, when Murphy Costigan makes comments about the deck being stacked against him, this is the kind of thing he's talking about, isn't it? He says he won't DQ or count him out. Well, where was that agreed? It's not a no DQ match, is it? It's not a last man standing match or anything like that, or false count anywhere. It's not anything like that. And it's not an anything goes match, is it? I mean, as Murphy Costigan says, you know, if you don't call it down the middle, then I've got something for you. And he does say he'll be fair, but if you're not going to call a count out or a DQ, and he has the champion's advantage, remember that, and he uses that because he's got the wrestling acumen, then that's not fair, is it? Is it? Anyway, we know what's happened because I've seen a tweet or an X. But that name change is not really taken, has it? And we do see Chase Emery. He's a very, very babyface. You know, there's no side to him, is there? And watching him chat is kind of, well, he's conventionally good looking, isn't he? And, you know, he says the right things, but I'm not really interested in that. I'm more interested in the heels, like Lord Murphy Costigan, took in the forelock, sir, who, well, you know, make that promotion what it is. So, they will fight, and then what we see, which is lovely actually, we see the people who are going to be enrolled in the honour, the Roll of Honour, excuse me, the Hall of Fame, if you like, which will be Scott Sterling and Jeff Loven, the Young Guns who did such work before, Ray Idle, Stan Lee, and then we see a really good montage for about 10 minutes or so of the past, including Bo James and Lord Murphy, the past of Southern States Wrestling. It's really well done. Music's a bit mawkish, but could have done with a bit more than a synthesizer thing, but something triumphant, but it shows you just who's been there, and you see the crowds fall and not so fall, and you know this waxes and wanes in wrestling promotions. Great to see, and I love watching it. So this was really well done as a go-home show, and I fear I may be a bit concerned about what's going on at the top of the card, but it won't stop me watching. Ta-ta.